All right, you glorious bastards, strap yourselves in because tonight we're diving headfirst into a goddamn cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
You know it, you love it.
You love it.
You've probably quoted it after one too many brews.
One too many.
It's the one and only Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite, baby.
Now, you might be thinking, isn't this just some goofy flick about a weirdo in Idaho?
Yeah, on the surface it is.
It's about as simple as a bag of chips.
Tasty.
But let's cut the crap, all right?
But cut the crap.
This deep dive is about more than just cheap laughs.
More than just cheap laughs.
We're here to dissect this cult classic.
We're dissecting.
To figure out how a movie with a budget smaller than my last bar tab managed to rake in over 46 million goddamn dollars.
46 million big ones.
Exactly. This film made for a measly 400 grand.
400 grand.
Became a box office titan.
Box office titan.
It spawned a merch craze that would make Disney blush and left audiences quoting it like it was scripture.
Like scripture.
It's a cultural phenomenon.
Cultural phenomena.
The kind that makes those algorithm nerds scratch their heads.
Face scratch.
And mutter about the Napoleon Dynamite problem.
The Napoleon Dynamite problem.
The Napoleon Dynamite problem.
Yeah.
Lay that shit on me because I'm all ears.
It's the idea that some things like this movie's success just defy all logical explanation. You can't predict it.
Can't predict it.
You can't replicate it.
It just is.
It just is. And it drives those data-crunching bastards up the wall.
Up the wall. It drives them crazy.
So it's like a big fuck you to the Hollywood system.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Dig it.
But let's rewind a bit.
Rewind.
How the hell did this whole thing even get off the ground?
Get off the ground.
I mean, it all started with this little black and white short film called Palooka, right?
Palooka, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This scrappy little project featuring John Hyder rocking a sweet afro wig.
Planted the seed for what would become Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Hyder got $1,000 for the original film.
$1,000.
A goddamn $1,000.
Can you believe that shit?
$1,000.
And then boom, the feature film explodes and he renegotiates. Good for him, though.
Good for him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Snagged himself a bigger slice of that sweet, sweet success pie.
Sweet success pie.
You got to respect the hustle.
Respect the hustle.
Speaking of hustle, it's wild that they almost cast Jake Gyllenhaal as Napoleon.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Can you imagine that?
Whoa.
Gyllenhaal rocking the Vote for Pedro shirt?
Vote for Pedro.
Talk about a mindfuck.
Total mindfuck.
But it just goes to show you. Even the big shots didn't see the magic brewing.
Didn't see it.
But hey, Diedrich Bader, who plays
Rsharich,
the freaking Rex Kwandu master, said the script was one of the best he'd ever laid eyes on.
One of the best.
That's saying something. Coming from a guy who's been around the comedy block a few times. So we're talking a goddamn masterpiece in the making here.
Masterpiece.
And let's not forget.
Don't forget.
They shot the whole thing in Preston, Idaho. Not some fancy-ass Hollywood backlot.
Nope.
But the actual goddamn high school.
The actual high school.
Authenticity, my friend.
Authenticity. Yeah.
They even roped in locals to help out.
Locals.
It's a testament to the power of grassroots filmmaking.
Grassroots.
And here's a juicy tidbit for you. The film is sprinkled with little nuggets from Jared Hess's own life.
Jared Hess.
It's like a Frankenstein monster stitched together from awkward teenage memories.
Frankenstein.
No shit. So all that weirdness is ripped straight from reality. That explains a lot. Absolutely. And it's intentionally out of sync with its time, too.
Out of sync.
The clothes, the hair, the gadgets. It's like stepping into a time warp back to the 80s and 90s.
Back in time.
They even added that iconic opening sequence with the hands later.
The hands.
Because test audiences were confused as hell.
Confused.
About when the film was supposed to take place.
When it took place.
Wait, so that whole thing wasn't even in the original cut?
Not in the original cut.
That's nuts.
Nuts.
Yep, they cobbled it together 8 months after filming wrapped.
8 months later.
All because some folks couldn't handle a little temporal ambiguity. And speaking of iconic moments. We gotta talk about the legendary dance scene.
The dance scene.
You know the one Napoleon shaking his groove thing. To Canned Heat. That scene, my friend, was pure magic.
Pure magic.
And you know what's even crazier?
What?
Hader Basically improvised the whole damn thing.
Improvised.
They were running low on film.
Low on film.
Had one roll left to nail the climax.
One roll.
And he just went for it.
Went for it.
Pure adrenaline-fueled genius.
Genius.
Hold up, so that wasn't choreographed?
No choreography.
This dude just busted out moves inspired by Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
And Soul Train on the fly.
Soul Train.
Balls of Steel.
Balls of Steel.
It's a testament to Hyder's comedic brilliance.
Comedic brilliance.
And that Jamiroquai track.
Jamiroquai.
It's the cherry on top.
Cherry on top.
Though they almost had to settle for a Michael Jackson song.
Michael Jackson again.
Because of some copyright bullshit.
Copyright.
Can you imagine?
Oh, man.
Napoleon getting down to Billie Jean.
Billie Jean.
The universe dodged a bullet there.
Dodged a bullet. All right, we've delved into the origins of this quirky masterpiece.
Quirky.
But hold on to your hats, folks, because the story of Napoleon Dynamite doesn't end there.
It doesn't.
This film's legacy is a goddamn roller coaster even after 2 decades.
Roller coaster.
2 decades.
Yeah, the anniversaries were a goddamn spectacle.
Anniversaries.
For the 10th anniversary, they went all out.
10th anniversary.
And erected a bronze statue of Napoleon.
Bronze statue.
Complete with his trusty tetherball at Fox Studios.
Tetherball.
And for the 20th.
20th.
They rolled out a shiny new 4K restoration at Sundance.
4K!
The spirit of Vote for Pedro is alive and kicking, my friend.
Alive and kicking.
Speaking of Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
Let's talk about the brains behind the operation.
Operation.
Efren Ramirez, who played our beloved Pedro.
Efren Ramirez.
The dude's got a golden heart and a mind for comedy gold.
Comedy gold.
Yeah, Pedro's a goddamn legend.
Legend.
But let's not forget.
Don't forget.
Those money-grubbing bastards at Fox.
Fox.
Tried to pull a fast one on the production company.
Fast one.
A lawsuit, you say.
Lawsuit. Spill the tea.
So the production company. Napoleon Pictures.
Napoleon Pictures.
Sued Fox Searchlight.
Fox Searchlight.
For allegedly trying to screw them over on royalties from home video sales.
Royalties.
They claimed Fox was trying to weasel out of paying them the agreed-upon 31.66% of the net profits.
31.66%, and offered a measly 9.66% instead.
9.66%.
Those greedy fucks.
Greedy fucks.
I thought they could just pocket the cash.
Pocket the cash.
And leave the little guys high and dry.
High and dry.
What a bunch of dicks. The case actually went to trial.
Went to trial, and believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
Napoleon Pictures only walked away with a measly $150,000 for their troubles.
$150,000.
A drop in the bucket compared to the film's massive earnings.
Massive earnings.
Talk about adding insult to injury.
Insult to injury.
But hey, at least they got something.
At least they got something.
Speaking of getting something.
Getting something.
So let's talk about what the fans really want.
What they want.
A goddamn sequel.
Sequel?
Are we ever going to see Napoleon and Pedro back in action?
Back in action.
I need more of Kip's online dating adventures. Damn it!
Kip.
Hold your horses, my friend.
Hold your horses.
The good news is that a sequel has been in the works for a while now.
Sequel?
John Hyder himself has even expressed interest.
In exploring a darker, more mature take on the characters. A darker Napoleon Dynamite.
Darker Napoleon Dynamite.
Now that's an interesting twist.
Interesting twist.
I'd love to see what kind of shenanigans a middle-aged Napoleon would get into.
Middle-aged Napoleon.
Maybe he's running for mayor of Preston.
Mayor.
Promising free tater tots for all.
Tater tots. Now you're talking.
Now you're talking.
Actually, Efren Ramirez has already cooked up a hilarious concept for a sequel.
Hilarious concept.
Picture this.
Picture this.
Pedro is happily married to Summer Wheatley.
Summer Wheatley.
Kip's living the dream as a cage fighter.
Cage fighter.
And Uncle Rico is still chasing those get-rich-quick schemes.
Uncle Rico.
Probably hawking some newfangled contraption on late-night infomercials.
Holy shit, that's gold.
Gold.
Sign me up for that shit right now.
Sign me up.
But until that glorious day arrives.
Glorious day.
We have the short-lived animated series to tide us over.
An animated series.
6 episodes of animated glory.
6 episodes. Gone too soon.
Too soon.
But hey, it's something.
It's something.
And who could forget their mini reunion in the 2010 film, When in Rome?
When in Rome.
John Hader and Efren Ramirez shared the screen once again.
Once again.
Although this time they weren't rocking sweet-side ponytails.
No ponytails.
And Vote for Pedro shirts.
Yo, Vote for Pedro.
I'll have to check that out.
Check it out.
And speaking of throwbacks, those recent Burger King
and
Or Ida commercials
Or Ida
featuring Napoleon and Pedro were pure genius.
Pure genius.
I'm loving the corporate cash grab.
Cash grab.
As long as it keeps these iconic characters in the spotlight.
In the spotlight.
It's a testament to the film's enduring power.
Enduring power.
These characters have transcended the screen.
Transcendent.
And become pop culture icons.
Icons. But Napoleon Dynamite's legacy goes way beyond funny quotes and greasy fast food tie-ins.
Way beyond.
It's shaken up the goddamn film industry, my friend.
Shaking it up.
You're telling me?
Telling you.
It's like it flipped the bird to all those Hollywood execs with their fancy formulas for success.
Flipped the bird.
But how the hell did it manage to do that?
How?
Well, remember the Napoleon Dynamite problem we talked about earlier?
Napoleon Dynamite problem.
So this film defied all expectations.
Defied.
And challenged the traditional notions of what makes a movie successful.
What makes a movie successful?
It paved the way for other quirky, small-town films. Like Little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine.
And Juno to find their audience and achieve similar success.
Similar success.
So it's like Napoleon Dynamite birthed a whole new genre.
New genre.
A celebration of the underdog, the awkward, the beautifully weird.
Underdog.
And it's still inspiring filmmakers today.
Inspiring.
That's pretty goddamn impressive.
Impressive.
It truly is.
It truly is.
It's proof that originality and authenticity can triumph over tired tropes and formulaic bullshit.
Originality.
But there's one final piece of the Napoleon Dynamite puzzle that we need to explore. The town of Preston, Idaho itself.
Preston, Idaho.
It's a real-life setting that brought this cinematic gem to life.
Cinematic gem.
Ah, Preston. It's more than just a backdrop. It's practically a character in itself.
A character.
I bet those folks are still riding the Napoleon Dynamite wave.
Napoleon Dynamite waves. So Preston, Idaho.
Preston.
Home of tater tots.
Tater tots.
Tetherball.
Uh-huh.
And Napoleon freaking Dynamite.
Napoleon?
I bet those folks are still milking that sweet, sweet movie fame.
Oh, you bet your ass they are. Napoleon Dynamite put Preston on the map.
On the map.
Turning it into a goddamn tourist destination.
Tourist destination.
For years, they even had a Napoleon Dynamite festival.
Napoleon Dynamite festival.
Can you imagine that shit?
That's fucking hilarious.
Tetherball tournaments, tater tot eating contests.
I can practically see a sea of dudes in moon boots.
Moon boots.
Quoting the movie line for line.
Line for line.
Trying to out-awkward each other.
Out-awkward.
Did they ever have a cage fighting competition?
Cage fight?
For all those Kip enthusiasts out there.
I wouldn't be surprised fans still make pilgrimages to Preston even now.
Even now.
They want to walk the same halls as Napoleon.
Hey, false.
Soak up the vibe. Maybe even score a goddamn Liger drawing.
It's crazy to think.
Crazy.
How this little indie film shot on a shoestring budget.
Shoestring.
Turned a sleepy town into a pop culture landmark.
Landmark.
That's the power of cinema, baby.
That's just the power of authenticity, man.
Authenticity.
Napoleon Dynamite didn't try to be anything. It wasn't.
It didn't.
It embraced the awkward, the quirky, the downright bizarre.
Bizarre?
And audiences connected with that.
So what you're saying is,
what I'm saying,
deep down, we're all a little bit Napoleon Dynamite.
A little bit.
We've all got that inner weirdo just waiting to bust out some sweet dance moves.
Sweet dance moves. Exactly. It's a celebration of the misfits, the underdogs.
The underdog.
The ones who don't give a damn about fitting in.
Don't fit.
It's a reminder that it's okay to be different, to embrace your quirks, and to dance like nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching.
Even if you look like a goddamn epileptic chicken.
Well said, my friend. Napoleon Dynamite is a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected things can become the most beloved.
Most beloved.
It's a testament to originality.
Originality.
Heart.
Heart.
And a whole lot of friggin' tater tots.
Tater tots. And perhaps it makes us ask ourselves.
Ask ourselves.
What's so wrong with being a little bit gush-worthy ourselves?
Yeah, that's deep. You know, for a movie about a dude who draws ligers.
Ligers.
And feeds his llama steak.
Llama steak.
Napoleon Dynamite sure does pack a philosophical punch.
Philosophical.
So there you have it, folks, our deep dive into the world of Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite.
We laughed, we cringed.
Laughed and cringed.
We contemplated the meaning of life.
The meaning of life.
All while wearing those sweet, sweet Vote for Pedro shirts.
Vote for Pedro. We learned that success can come in the most unexpected packages. That it's okay to be a little bit different. And that tater tots are the food of the gods.
Food of the gods.
Until next time. Stay curious, stay quirky.
Quirky.
And don't forget to feed your llama.
Feed your alarm.
Peace out, you glorious bastards.
Peace out.